Joy isn't happiness. Joy is an orientation, an inner attitude we have that hope is justified, that I can make a difference, that together with others, a better world is possible. Growing up, I watched a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. Maybe some of you saw it. Sit with my bowl of sugar-frosted sugar bombs on a Saturday morning in front of the TV and watch The Adventures of Gulliver. The Adventures of Gulliver. An interpretation in cartoon form of Gulliver's Travels. Loosely interpreted. Gulliver and his little Lilliputian friends had a lot of adventures, and they got themselves into a lot of tight spots and jams, and they got out, rest, repeat, week to week. Nothing too complicated. It was a Saturday morning cartoon. But one of the characters has stuck with me my whole life whenever things are not going well or a Debbie Downer shows up in the crowd. This character was named Glum. And was. Whenever the adventure or quest ran into trouble or got into a tight spot, he would utter one of a series of standard phrases he had in his scratchy, whiny voice. We're done for. We're doomed. We'll never make it. Always made me laugh. Gulliver and friends must have really loved that guy because he was always ready with exactly what you did not want to hear at the time. Before you had to escape the hungry wolves or cross the raging flooding river or leap over that mountain chasm over the bottomless gorge to escape the evil villain trying to capture you. There's a reason the pep talk is a thing and the downer discourse is not. Life's challenges are hard enough. And the intractable things like fighting for human rights, ending gun violence, stopping war, erasing homelessness, doing away with poverty. They don't have any patience whatsoever to waste energy on contemplating failure. None at all. I'm sorry, Glum, but if I hear you say we'll never make it about any of these stuff, you're getting out of here. We're going to escort you to the door. We don't need that right now. It increases the degree of difficulty exponentially when you come at trying to do good things in the world from a place of doubt or disbelief or despair or futility or even guilt in many ways. And we sometimes cover all this up in wordplay, like I'm just taking a realistic approach to this. Or I'm going to give this some measured consideration. We hedge our bets. And if we don't feel like we have that little cushion inside ourselves emotionally if things do go wrong. Sometimes we do a lot of things to try and do good in the world just out of a sense of guilt that we feel like we should. And guilt, I don't think, is always 100% a bad thing. Guilt is when you realize you really have done something wrong. Shame is always a bad thing. Shame is you are someone wrong, and I don't buy into that at all. But once in a little while, it's okay to feel like, oh, I could have done better with that. But if that's the only place we come at doing good from, we're limited. If we want to change the world, if we want to make a change in ourselves, we are much better off coming from a place of joy. From a place of believing in and trusting in our efforts and those around us. We fight harder and have more courage to stand up for love and our values when we do our work for justice, when we come at it from a place of joy, in community, and love. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of hard work to do in the world. And when I say come at it from a place of joy, you may be thinking, I can't always be happy doing this. This is pretty hard stuff. But joy isn't happiness. Joy is an orientation, an inner attitude we have that hope is justified, that I can make a difference, that together with others, a better world is possible. We need to remember to come at what we do to do good things in this world from that place of joy. If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to the mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Because that comes out of a place of joy. Ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough. It comes at it from a place of joy. Faith can move mountains, love can leap over them. Just what does make that little old ant think he can move a rubber tree plant? The dude has high hopes. He comes at it from a place of joy. If you can dream it, you can do it. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Trust the force, Luke. Come at it from a place of joy. These are the days of miracle and wonder. Come at it from a place of joy. The answer to how is yes. Come at it from a place of joy. Celebrate good times. Come on. Come at it from a place of joy, right? We are family.
I got my siblings with me. We are family. And everybody can see.
All right. From a place of joy. When you come at this from a place of joy, it is self-perpetuating the love, the justice, the effort. It keeps us going. The sex educator and writer Dan Savage said something a few months ago that went viral online and has really, really stuck with me since I first saw it. He said, during the darkest days of the AIDS crisis, we buried our friends in the morning, we protested in the afternoon, and we danced all night. The dance was in the fight because it was the dance we were fighting for. It didn't look like we were going to win that fight, and then we did. And it may not look like we're going to win now, but we will. Today is our last Sunday service in a year-long series on transgender inclusion in our congregation, and we've learned a lot. I know from talking with you who have joined the conversations and who have held other conversations and told me about them, that those of you who have engaged this have engaged it deeply, that you've done serious thinking and felt some serious emotion. You did good work. It was awesome. And our next step in this journey is to decide what we can do better to be even more welcoming and inclusive and put the things we've learned and felt into practice better here in our family, in our congregation. We did not engage this program this year out of guilt. We didn't go through the motions because woke people should know more about how to do pronouns. We did this from a place of joy because we know who we are, we know we can do it better, and we want to. It was awesome to watch everybody engage this. It really was. I really enjoyed the conversations people have had when we do our follow-up conversations to these sessions online. Someone said to me, well, there weren't very many people at them at any one time, definitely. But I can guarantee you everybody who came to those from the right place in their heart and the right place in their mind. They engaged that stuff deeply. You could see it in their eyes and hear it in their voice. It was wonderful to behold. So now what do we do? What do we do that we've learned these things? Well, we need to find out where to go next, because being a more open and inclusive and welcoming family is who we want to be and who we're called to be. The healthier our family becomes, the more people who feel safe here, the more people will join our chosen congregational family. And in our country right now, being an outspoken ally and advocate as a family, as a congregation, is one of the most powerful, important things we can do as a family and a congregation. And next year, I'm going to plug in Stewardship Sunday at the beginning of the year so it doesn't merge with the conclusion of a year-long program. Whenever you engage serious learning and study, you come away with things that you can do better next time. And we're going to do better next time at being welcoming, even more so than we've already been up to this point. And it seemed like it was going to be a really hard thing to do at first, to merge our kickoff of our stewardship drive with the wrap-up of our trans inclusion program. But the more I thought about it, the more it was a perfect dovetail. It made more and more sense, almost as if something in the universe wanted it to happen this way. What's it matter that a rather small congregation in a tucked away corner of New England becomes a little better at including transgender people and a little bit more informed about those issues? What does that matter? It matters a lot. It matters everything. It is the world. And it matters that much because, unfortunately, doing that is still radical. We dovetail our trans inclusion wrap up with our kickoff of our stewardship drive, because if you're going to create a family that gets better and better at including more deeply and more openly and more honestly all those who want to be here, all those who could be here, that family's going to need a place to live. And it's going to need the things it needs to thrive. So it's good we dovetail these things, because we can tend to forget sometimes that when we're asking for money for the congregation or any other good cause needs to raise funds, like ending homelessness, it can fall into that place in our heads it gets filed away as fundraising. But it's not fundraising, it's life-saving. What we do here saves lives. What Sam does saves lives. What Jeremy does saves lives. We save lives. That's what our family does. And that's why we need to make sure this home is funded as well as it possibly can be for whoever is going to knock on that door next. Robert Frost said, "Home is the place that when you have to go there, they have to take you in." Home is the place that when you need to go there, they want to take you in. That's why we sing "We Are Family." No one should have to go to a home that when they arrive, they're not wanted when they show up. That's what we do here. That's what your giving does here. That's what your giving of money and time and effort and yourself does here. It can be so easy to forget that. That is the place of joy, to remember whenever we're doing things that are seeking to do good in the congregation and in the world. We can and will be better at welcoming our trans and non-binary family members, those who haven't arrived here and those who are already here. We can and will raise the money we need to support this welcoming and supportive family. We can and will because we believe we can. We believe in each other. We believe in ourselves. And we believe in the love that we put at the center of our faith. Remember the little engine that could? They talked themselves into being the most courageous, most awesome version of themselves they had to be in the moment. And if you remember the story, that little engine that could, thinking he can, wasn't the first engine to try. Other engines tried and failed, and other engines just passed because they didn't want to fail. I've worked with lots of congregations who didn't want to try anything just because they didn't think they would succeed. The answer to how is yes, it comes from a place of joy. I'm going to get up that hill. I'm going to move that train. When all the big super duper engines failed or didn't even take on the task, the little engine tucked away in a little corner of New England, a lot of people don't know about, they became a little bit better at loving their neighbor, a little bit more generous, and did just like the engine. Although it's attributed to Friedrich Nietzsche, the source of this is unknown, but it's always been one of my favorites. And those who were seen to be dancing were thought to be insane by the people who couldn't hear the music. It can be easy to be discouraged. So much we hold dear and so many people we hold dear are under philosophical and or physical actual attack right now. And not just by anything or anyone, by our own government. Levity can seem almost out of place lately, almost disrespectful of some of the fears and anxieties and real threats others are experiencing. But it's in times like this we most need to laugh and come at things from joy, to sing, to dance, to enjoy that meal with friends, to remember why we do what we do and put so much effort into it. W.H. Auden wrote, as a rule, it was the pleasure haters who became unjust. And I think about that a lot with what's going on in our country, how miserable these people's lives must be to be that down, that hateful, that wanting to be cruel to others. And so those agents of bigotry seem like that to me, pleasure hating, love absent somehow. Their heart so full of darkness, it's like a black hole, not even light escapes. It's like they can't hear the music of the heart. Don't fear them. They have no power here. Don't refuse to stop what you're doing. Keep going. Anchor everything you do in love. Because we who revel in the joy of this family, when we do so, revel in the joy of the whole human family together. We are a microcosm of the world we want to create. Don't stop dancing. Don't stop laughing. Don't stop coming home to your family again and again and again when you need to be lifted up just that little bit. Because when you sing, we are family, you're not just singing it about me and you and you and you and you. You're singing about the way it all should be, that we should all be singing this together, like the video in the Grand Jam. Young people, old people, every skin tone of humanity. We are family. We make that real here. It helps make it real out there. And you know what? Some people may think we're nuts for dancing. So be it. I know we're right. Check out my website and blog at tonylorenzen.com for even more resources that will open your mind, touch your heart, and inspire your spirit.